Hey, we live. We in the building. We lit. I'll give him a minute to get up in here. We're gonna be it's gonna be a Q&A tonight with the brother Rod Haynes, the Moore's Q&A, and we got the questions. And we're gonna put the ask the brother a whole bunch of questions tonight about the Moore science. We're gonna get directly into it. You know what I'm saying? At 8 o'clock Central Time, we're gonna be on live, man. So make sure you tune in for that. I'm going ahead. I'm doing a class right now because I forgot at 5 o'clock I gotta go do something. So I gotta do the class right now. So at least it'll be recorded. Let me I'm setting everything up right now though. We're talking about ENLIL's children. A lot of people want me to break down. Hold on. Because a lot of people was asking me questions about, hey man, who is the new? These are people that did get the holy tablets, or they new to the game, and they just seeing and hearing about the ENLIL, Inky. They doing their research, going back. Oh, this traced back to Sumeria, ancient Sumeria, and it's going back billions of years. We're talking about billions of years, man. We're not talking about no young time. We're talking about when the new was first coming here. We could go back even farther than it. We could go back before your son was even born. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get everything loaded up. I'm talking about before your son was even born. Anu, he goes back. He became the Anu when we first got here. Before we got here, right before we came, he became the Anu. Hold on, just a second. Might have a little echo. I'm trying to do it on my phone and my computer at the same time. That's what's taking me so long. Okay. It's long to all my Moors. All right, I'm gonna get started. I can't tell if I'm going live right now. If y'all can hear me, man, say something in the chat. If I'm clear, can you see me? It's long to all my Moors. Q&A. Hey, we got Q&A tonight with the brother Rod Haynes. So be tuned in for this. Like I said, if you just tune in. I can't really tell. Okay. Okay, all right. Peace. I can see it now. It's loaded up. All right, let me go and get started. So the first question was, who is Anu? Anu goes back trillions of years, 76 trillion years before the Big Bang. These beings were born, and then to speed it up a couple trillions of years, we get to a galaxy called Ditra. At this time, Anu's father was the Most High. He's the 8th Most High, Anshaw. He's the 8th Most High before Anu, right? then we went to, because you go back and go watch the family journey tape. Go back and watch the family journey tape that I put out. It breaks this down in that tape. But eventually we moved to the Ida galaxy, and then we moved to the Pegasus galaxy before we came here. Then there was a competition between the three brothers, Anu and his three brothers, to get this to make a decision of who has the best ability to rule out of all three of the brothers. And we talk about this in the family journey tape. Anu, they were sent out to go look for different galaxies for a new home for us, because the Pegasus was being overran by insects. We were warring with the insects, and I believe Mother Hoover had something to do with it too, because she is the creator. She won a competition on the original creation of an insect, the first insect, the oldest insects, which is a dragonfly. And she flying her symbol right now. People wearing her symbol don't even know it. We're gonna break that down on another tape. People flying her symbol right now on their head, and they think they're doing something cool, but it ain't. We get into that later. But the insects end up overrunning the Pegasus. So Anshaw set up a competition. He was the 9th most high. And keep in mind, the most high is like equivalent to like the president. It don't mean that he own this shit. It just means that because everything belongs to the universe. It belongs to the all. The most high know that. But this being is like an overseer, just like the president. The president, he ain't the CEO. He is like a dude that just over it, and he's like running the company, the business. So everything belongs to the all. But Anu is like an individual being who has the most knowledge in the galaxy based on competition. But the first competition was between he and his brothers, where one of the brothers went out and found the Triangle Galaxy. One of the other brothers went out and found the Whirlpool Galaxy. And then another brother went out, which was Anu, and found Milky Way Galaxy. And the elders, or the council, because it was a council, Ansar had his own council. So the council voted on Anu's findings with the Milky Way Galaxy. And then that's when we moved here, where we landed on a planet in the Centaurian star system. Is the old star system. It's a lot of, look up some red stars. The red stars, that's how you could tell the time frames. We already talked about that. The people that have been with us already should know about the time frames with the red, blue, and yellow phases of the sun. The blue is the hottest, the youngest star. And as the star cool off and get older, it goes into like a yellow, then a red. The red means it's about to burn out, like Beetlejuice. But eventually we came to the Centaurian solar system. We landed on a planet there first that we named Detra after our first galaxy of Anshaw. And keep in mind, this when Anu won the competition by them voting on his findings of the galaxy. And so the staff was passed to him. That's the staff you see Anu holding on the pictures when he's holding the staff out. That staff is like a magical instrument. We already talked about advanced technology. We talked about that on the advanced technology tapes. So so the staff was passed to him. He became the 9th most high at that competition. And then after a certain amount of years went by, billions of years, to skip it on down, we ended up coming to and landed on probably about 3 billion years after your sun was formed. We landed on Saturn, and we began using Saturn as a home base at first. And we had businesses running out of there. We was building planets. That's why those you see those moons that's going around those planets, those moons are engineered. They were engineered to become planets for somebody, just like you go to a guy and you say, I want him to lay out, don't you lay out me a double wide trailer, get an engineer to draw up your house. And then they draw up your house, and then you tell them everything you want in it and on it, and then they put it together for you. Well, we was doing that with planets off Saturn. That's why Saturn's got like over 72 moons. It's got a lot of, those moons really were planets that people could have purchased before the war broke out between us and Chinese now. Those were planets. That was like a business. That's like the old business too. It was like the first, because you got to keep in mind, this is business. As it is above, so is it below. This ain't nothing personal. It's all business. In the galactic, it's all business. It ain't nothing personal. People they don't got the same type of immersed emotions that you got down here on this third dimensional realm. They don't got these people, these extraterrestrial. They got different types of emotions, a higher level emotions, or no emotions at all, right? Some people down here got that shit, right? No emotions at all. Yeah, but we come here about 3 billion years after this solar system. Like I said, we landed on Saturn. And then later on down the line, at this time, Neptune and Uranus wasn't even in this solar system. They were engineered planets for a competition. We broke that down already too, like 45 billion years ago. Where Nu won again in his competition of Uranus, which is they laid it on the side and then put a spin on it. This is high level alchemy. They put a spin on it to make the degrees all year round the same in all areas. So it was a tie because of Neptune was special too, created by ENLIL. ENLIL is a Nu's brother. So it was 3 brothers. ENLIL was the one that found the whirlpool, but they didn't accept that galaxy. They accepted and it wasn't called a Milky Way. For all those say, man, this galaxy wasn't called a candy bar, right? We're just saying the Milky Way, so you know what we're saying. The name of it, it's not a name, it's a symbol. For when you talk about Earth, let me show you. Let me show you. Hold up. Like if you was to say if an extraterrestrial was to ask you what planet you from, and you say Earth, right? They ain't gonna know what you're talking about, really, unless they just been traveling here and visiting here. They ain't gonna really know what you're talking about. But if you draw this symbol right here, let me show you the symbol. If you draw this symbol, and because this right here is the symbol that's on the Stargate, and most beings familiar with the Stargate, it's the symbol for Earth on the Stargate. It's a pyramid with a sun on the top, right? So that's the symbol when for Earth. So now your galaxy got a symbol too. When you traveling galaxy to galaxy, going through the Stargates, your galaxy got a symbol, right? And so it ain't really work. So, but we already know that. We'll get into that later when we talk about do the tape on the Stargate, right? And the different symbols for different star systems. So don't be saying when somebody extraterrestrial asks you what planet you from, and you say Earth, that ain't gonna. If you display a telepathic symbol or the symbol I just showed you, the triangle with a pyramid on it, because it's only the planets in this galaxy that got a certain type of building structures. We built ziggurats as the Anunnakis. We built ziggurats, which kind of resemble Imhotep's stepstone pyramid. So where did he get it from? Because the Sumerians go back farther than ancient Kemet. Even the language and all that, it goes back farther than ancient Kemet. Farther than you're talking about only 20-something million years old when you're dealing with ancient Kemet. But when you talk about Sumeria, you're talking about 66 billion, at least after, because everything was redone after the crash. So you're talking about at least about 23 billion years ago. When you're talking about ancient Sumerian culture, you're talking about over 23 billion. So you could be the young race. You could say you these people or that people. But the Sumerians go back, and they were niggas. They were green, or the Lord of the Perfect Black. What they say about Osiris? But Osiris, he don't look black to me. He look green, right? He look green. This is black, and this is green, and that's what color Osiris is on the wall. You see a clear difference between the black and the green. Now, if you want to go into black is every color, we can go into that too. But I'm telling you, But I want to get sidetracked because we're going down to what ENLIL, we're getting down because we're dealing with ENLIL kids. But I want to just give you an idea because people was and a lot of people already know this out there. They already know who Anu is. Some people don't like Anu. Some people was with Anu, then they turned against them. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody turned them against them, right? But so Anu is the ninth most high, is the president. Just like you get elected, just like presidents in the United States get elected, well, there's an election that takes place in the galaxy. As it is above, so is it below. As it is below, so is it is above. So it's an election that takes place every certain amount of years, but it's not done by handing in the ballot, although it's kind of, that's part of it. The ballot is part of it, right? But it's done by competition to see who got the best mathematics, who got the best scientific skills, who got the best business plan for to run the company. The company, man, Riz Tech. Hey, let me know if I'm clear out there, man. Man, if you want to send your brother a cash out, man, I'll post it in the comments. Hold on, we're gonna get back onto it, man, because we gotta get this class out before I got a lot of time. But we gotta get this class out before 5 o'clock because I gotta be gone before 5. Okay. Or yeah, we about to go in, man, for the next couple of days. We're about to go and run it up on you for donations to the young elder. Hey, I'm putting my cash app in the link, man. If you want to show me some love, bro. Like I say, we're gonna have the brother Rod Haynes on tonight, man. So we're gonna be hitting you back to back. So that's a competition. Hey, I put my cash apps in the links, man. If anybody want to show me some love. Hey, so the competition every certain amount of years, boom, a new won again, but a Leilu lost, and but he's still in his own right has a position to play. He was made the most mid because you got the most high, the most mid, and the most low. In ancient Greek culture, they call one Hades. He like the most low, like of hell, of the lower realm, right? He the god of the lower realms, and they call him Hades, right? That's Zeus' brother. Zeus is like the most high in the Greek culture. He's like he'd be like Anu, right? And then Poseidon is a Leilu, which is Anu's brother. So all three of these beings are brothers. But one became jealous. And who does that sound like? ENLIL. ENLIL was a jealous god. He said it over 60 times in the Bible. He said at least 30 times out of the 60 times that jealousy was mentioned. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. He said it over 30 times out of the 60 times that jealousy was mentioned. And jealousy means to be insecure. So you telling me God was insecure? That shit crazy. Christians don't think all this shit open up. I ain't attacking Christians, but people that read the Bible don't think all of what they read out. Yeah, but so to make a long story short, who is Anu? Anu is the president. Anu is the president. Hey, shout out to brother Cairo 22, man, for the $11 donation. We lining up to begin lining you down to ENLIL's children, but we got to break down a couple more questions to build up to that. So with our generation, or the generation of Anu, just sort of say, he had 3 brothers and 3 sisters, right? And he was the middle child. And one of his sisters was Mother Hubert. She was older than Anu. Mother Hubert is the chief scientist, and Anu's chief scientist right now is his daughter. So the chief scientist for Anshar, when he was the 8th Anu, was his daughter, which is Mother Hubert. the mother of the reptilians, the mother who created the reptilians and the insects. Because these beings are older creatures. That's why you see in ancient Sumeria, like I told you, that's billions of years old. And then you see the bird beings on the wall. You see the reptilians, but the reptilians are a little younger than the birds. The birds are older than the reptilians. The reptilians are drafted out of the birds. The raptors, the nagas, different species that was created at first as test subjects. Then aggressive species was created called the Meldekians or the Trodokidites, who lived on a planet called Meldek before it got exploded and knocked out of the solar system. But I don't want to go too hard. But what I'm telling, a lot of people already know this. This is light information for the people that already read the Holy Tablets. But we got like a little bit more detail because we was there. We got a little bit more detail because we was there, man. We see it, we saw it, so we can repeat it and break it down piece by piece. Yeah, so on the lines of Mother Hubert getting jealous is because she wanted to rule, because she felt like she was older, she was more scientific, that at least she claimed. And she mad that women can't compete for the Most High. She mad that women can't compete with the Most High. And that was one of her things of being jealous. This is how they connect. ENLIL, ENLIL, and Mother Hubert all working together for their own agenda, but it stems from jealousy, being jealous of our family. And we got a big family, but we still family. Right? We got a big family, but we still family with them too. It just go back more generations. Yeah, but so that's who the new is. Now, who is ENLIL? ENLIL is a new son. Like, and he looked down on Inky because he considered Inky as a half-breed, right? Because Inky was only part Anunnaki. His mother and them, and his mother and them can be classified as Anunnaki too, because they did at one point come aboard the mothership Nubaru, and then and technically they can't be Anunnaki because Anu didn't send them here, they was already here. Anu didn't send them here, they was already here. These reptilian beings, a long while after Mother Hubert, who claimed to be helping us by giving us a beam to counteract the measure of the insects. Because keep in mind, the insects were overpopulated. And the reptilians, like frogs, different types of reptilians, lizards, they eat bugs, they eat insects. See, everything, all the science to the universe is right here on your planet. That's why your planet is so special. That's why Earth is so special. All the science about the universe, is all you got to do is just look at Mother Nature and look at the science, look at the food chain, and then you'll see what was created to counteract what, to keep everything balanced. Like like I say, the reptilians eat the insects, fishes eat insects. That's a nomos. Like when if you go fishing with crickets, throw them out there, the fish will bite down on that cricket, man, because it's in their genetics to counteract the insects. But when you start killing off the fish, killing off the birds are made to eat the insects too. The birds were the first beings to counteract the insects. So birds eat insects, right? Then you got the reptilian insects, and the nomos, which is the same. They originate from the same species. Hey, shout out to brother Marvin Miller for the $4 donation, brother. Big up. Yeah, so they originate from the same species from Earth, but the nomos got a different development because they went on a different type of star. This star was the same. This star was the same, but it was a little older than it was like 3 billion years old at the time when we came here, and then a little bit later, a little bit younger or older than that. Once we start creating the reptilians, on the first place they was created was here on Tiamat, right under the water. underwater labs, right? Underwater labs, because we got the different domes that can go under the water, right? But you already know about that. We're just getting around to ENLIL. ENLIL was a new son by his half sister. So they made him like and his half sister was a full-blooded an anarchy from these Deniers, the same species, the old species from the same family, kind of like the same story as Sarah and Hagar and Abraham, right? Sarah would be the full-blooded being, and then Hagar would be the supposedly half-blooded being, which was Inky's mother, who was part reptilian or Dragonian. She was Dragonians because keep in mind, all the Dragonians wasn't bad though. All the Dragonians weren't bad. It's only a certain species of them, like the Halot, the humanoid types, and the dragon types, the heavy looking dragon types that's aggressive because they mix species. They are mixed species. Shout out to brother Lewis Harrison, man, for the $5 donation. Yeah, so they're different species. But so Laylu was like a full-blooded, so to say, anarchy, and Inky would be like a half-blood because his father, they considered the mother is what the genetics pass on because they understood mitochondrial DNA. The mother passed on the genetics. That's why you got to have a girl, man. Have a girl. I'm trying to get me a girl. The mother passed on the genetics, and they understood that. So Inky would be a Dragonian, really. He'll be a Dragonian part and anarchy. And then ENLIL was a full-blooded being. But keep in mind, I'm going down to ENLIL's children. We came here to get the gold. That's the God that said the gold was good in Ethiopia, in Africa, in the beginning of the Bible. ENLIL was the God that said the gold was good. Because we came here to get the gold. Because keep in mind, I don't want to run the whole story down, but I'll just give you a quick synopsis. All right, we was in a galaxy called ENLIL. ENLIL had 3 suns. Really, the whole Lyra is classified as ENLIL. We was in a Pacific location in that galaxy, and we had 3 suns and 19 planets. One of the planets is called Riz. Make a long story short, these Dragonian reptilians, and we already broke down who they were. The Tarnush beings, they call them Vulcans on Star Trek, the ones with the pointy-looking elf ears with the Willow's peaks. And remember, I told you that's how you spot them. They got the Willow's peaks, right? These beings came to Riz and caused a bomb to blow up our atmosphere to deplete the ozone layer. We got 3 suns that were beaming in, taking people out, and a disease started spreading because we was in the process of trying to doing the ascension. And with those suns coming through like that, it caused a disease. So they was responsible for that, to make a long story short, who they are. Hey, shout out to brother Eric Muhammad, man. Eric Muhammad, for the $6 donation. Yeah, so where was I? So what happens is, and we're going down, like I say, to ENLIL's children. Inky was here first. His people were the original people of this planet who began mixing with the Hindus, and they became, because if you look at Ada, which is Inky's mother, if you look at her, her father is more reptilian, and then you can see the development through the mixing in Inky's mother. But Inky is rightful heir to the planet because his people are the original, the Dragonians. This was their planet. They were some of the first beings that began to multiply on this planet. Shout out to brother Shane Collins for the $5 donation, brother. Inky was rightful heir to the planet, right? So ENLIL was born on the mothership on the 12th planet on Nubaru. So, and ENLIL means ruler of the sky or god of the sky. The head man, he ain't the head man in charge because Anu is, but it's like he the god of the sky. He the god of the upper heavens. And then Enlil was made the god of the earth, or because Enki. Because keep in mind, some dudes say we call this planet Terra. Nah, man, it's a whole bunch of planets. There's Terra. Terra is a certain type of a Terra, like as in terraform. So that's in reference to planets who got trees, water, sun, stuff like we got here. Hey, stuff like we got here. So this is a Terra planet. So it's a whole bunch of other Terra, millions of other Terra planets. So this planet wasn't called Terra because there's too many Terra planets. And which one is Terra? That's the type of thing you'll be doing. We call it Ki, Q-I, or you can pronounce like K-E-Y, Ki, right? So we called it Ki. And so Enki means ruler of the earth. So Enki was the prince pretty much because his granddad was the king. Then under her was the princess, his mother. And Anu married his mother to make a treaty with this planet in order to get the gold. Keep this in mind, it's going back to the gold. This is why Enlil, I'm gonna tell you, man, is going, he jealous. He a jealous God. He told you why he doing it. Why he taking over, why he getting these people to take our land. And they look like this. Because he a jealous God. He told you that. You know what I'm saying? He told you that. But we go into Enki being the ruler of the land, and Enlil being the ruler of the sky. So they were trying to make a deal to get the gold from this planet to take back to Ridge, because I just told you the story about our ozone layer depleting. We had to get gold to patch that joint. So we came here, we made a deal with the people here to get the gold. And what was the deal? Just like used to do back in olden days, we didn't make treaties by signing on papers like we did, like the Moors did with the peace friendship treaties and things of that nature. We made deals by you marry my daughter, I marry yours. That's the same thing that happens with the Coneheads and the Denacles. Phil Core's daughter married the prince of the Teru tribe, and the leader of the Coneheads' daughter, he married the leader of the Coneheads' daughter. He married she was supposed to marry King Philcore, but she got mad because they was making fun of her about her cone head. And I don't see why they was making fun of her. They had a big ass head too, but they was making fun of her, right? I'm talking about Yaku's people. And keep in mind, Yaku's a half breed. He's not a full-blooded Denaka. He part Teru, part Denaka. But she ended up going to the escaping there, coming to the surface, which was forbidden because you can live longer in the center of the earth longer than it come to the surface. She came to the surface, met up with Phil Core's brother, Yishak, and mated with him and created the being you call him Yaku, who created the Frugaloids. That brings to the next question. And I'm going back to the Enlil shit too. But I just want to the next question they ask is who are the Frugaloids, right? The Frugaloids are beings that were created out of the Hindus. Yaku took species of the Hindus, right? You already, a lot of y'all know this story. A lot of y'all was able with Elijah. A lot of y'all that was on the Bible know this story, and a couple more other people that do their research might know this story. But I'm gonna cut it, make it short. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Overall, he took those people and began breeding them for like 600 and some years, and then he came out with a pale race, blonde hair, blue eyes, which is the Frugaloids. The front, they made a cartoon about them called the Flintstones, right? And this is a species that Bill Gates is from. They come from under the earth that know how to work the supercomputer called Mac, which is where he get Macintosh, the name of his computer, the Apple. The Macintosh is different from the Apple, my bad. But the Macintosh, which is the programs that he produced, all those programs are already on a computer in the center of the earth. He just came to the surface as a Frugaloid and started putting a computer together. Now he's one of the biggest computer programmers in the world. And you think he ain't extraterrestrial? Now, I can't say he really extraterrestrial because he don't come from outer space. He come from a breed that happened here. And then they couldn't stand in the sun, so they went underground. And when they went underground, they stayed there and tried to rule the surface from there. So that's who the Frugaloids are. They're a drafted race out of the black Hindus. Just pull up dark-skinned Hindus. You see his Hindus, they're blacker than us, but they got straight hair. That's how you can tell the difference. And those beings came here from another star system called the Procon or the Nirvana star system, right? So that's what Yaku did, and that's who the Frugaloids are. They are a drafted race because it's three different. Bible tell you in the Holy Tablets there are three different species of Caucasoids. One is the Aldebarans, right? Beings who came here, who are really the people they call Irish with the red hair. These certain groups of Irish beings, they were Aldebarans, and then they mixed with the Frugaloids and created these other different types of race. So these three species, they mixed. The other species come from Neanderthal. Neanderthal is different from Frugaloids, although they can be classified as the same. I'm talking about the ape man. The Frugaloids didn't come from the ape man. The Neanderthals come from the ape man. I bet if you check the Frugaloids blood type up to the Neanderthal blood type, you'll see the difference. Blood type is how you tell the difference, and the hair. That's another key. Blood type is the key, because most of the Anunnakis, we O positive and O negative, right? Then you got AB. You know what I'm saying? These are different. Some of them are Neanderthal blood types. Yeah, but we're going back to yeah, question and answer. So that's who the Frugaloids is. I'm trying to think of some more questions they asked. And we get down to who ENLIL is. We already broke down Inky and ENLIL, who they is. They brothers. They're not twin brothers. They got the same father, but different mothers, right? So I'm gonna go back to this right here, this part. So ENLIL was coming here to trying to make the deal. They eventually made a deal, but Anu made the deal, had made a deal a long time ago. But the deal only lasted for a certain amount of billions of years. But this was before before Riz even got attacked. Before Riz even got attacked, there were we had already made a treaty with these people by him marrying the princess. Because like I say, we used to do things by marriage. You marry my daughter, I marry your daughter marry my son, or my daughter marry your son. That's how we was making treaties. We were making treaties by wedding the families together, welding the families together. So Anu married Inky's mother, and she would be considered like the Hagar. And her the same situation with the story of Hagar about Sarah wrong her gone. All that took place on already. It's like a recycled story. That story already took place between Inky's mother and Illy's mother. So that was the first beef between their mothers. And then from Inky, they didn't want Inky to get none of the wealth of Anu, because keep in mind we had the gold business. He already made the treaties, right? We didn't sign treaties, right? We had the gold business. And because we used to make ships out of gold. We need certain components of using 0-point energy that you need to put together these instruments. And so we were selling this different type of shit around the galaxy through RizTech, right? Creating creating crystal cities, creating other kind of ships, other kind of devices, stargates. That's like the old stargates are really old technology. Right? It's like a telephone system. They used to have this same type of thing with the rotors phones, right? The ones you spin, the old people know about them. The ones you roll to the number and then you roll back to the number. They took that idea from the Stargate in 1939. The Stargate was dialing up. We got another tape coming out called Stargate though. But ENLIL was the rightful heir to Inky was the rightful heir to the planet. And so we came back after a certain amount of billion years and we had to re-sign the contract. But we didn't nobody wanted to marry nobody. So what they ended up doing is, since Inky was the rightful heir to the planet, they let him do the negotiation for between his people who was natives to the planet and with Anu them about another gold deal. All right, and that deal went down with Inky, right? But ENLIL, I mean, a lot of ENLIL, ENLIL wanted to come down and run the project. But the people here, they wouldn't accept him because he wasn't one of theirs. He was like a full-blooded anarchist, so they didn't trust him. They didn't trust him, right? And so they trusted their own blood, which was Inky. So that's what. So because of that, jealousy set in on ENLIL. Oh man, this nigga getting to run the biggest gold, because you got to keep in mind this is one of the planets that got the most gold on it, and it produced gold real fast, faster than other planets. And it's got a wealth load of crystals in the center of your planet. It's got crystal banks in your planet, right? And it got water, and that's a commodity around the universe. Water is a commodity. I'm telling you. So it's got these different elements around the universe, and so your planet is special. So this was a big deal, and ENLIL wanted in. ENLIL wanted in on it, but he didn't get in on it. He got jealous. He's like, all right. So he waited a long time to skip it down. We get into ENLIL's children. Skip it all the way down millions of years after that. I just have to wind you back on what took place. Skip it down millions of years after that. We get to the point where now ENLIL has made a decision. And we go back a little bit before that, just a little bit before that, where we go into the Sands people, because they ask us that's another question that they ask me. Who are the Sands people? Who are the Sands people? Who are the Sands people, right? Who are the Sands people? The Sands people are engineered people. They're engineered people. They were part of the Atom Project, and they actually older than they species is actually a combination of different species, like 2 or 3 different species, like the ape man, the insect, because they was like insect creatures before we brought them here from a planet called Sands. It's a planet called Sands in the Centaurian star system, and they brought these people here and brought them to they was adopting different species from different planets to do the Atom Project. Right, they adopted the Sasquatch. They adopted the reptilians from Meldick, the little tadpole or the little ninjas. They adopted them. They adopted these Sands people, which they didn't look like they look now. They had an insect type look, and they adopted them and brought them to 22 different species, 23 different species they adopted to do the Atom Project. It just wasn't the ape man like they tell you in the reptilian. They give you the mammal part of you. The mammal is why you got the breast, and the reptilian part of you is why you got to have a certain amount of water, right? And the tadpole, the egg, all that. I mean, we can go into it, but most of y'all already know about this. But it was 23 different races that they were adopting to do the Atom Project. And one of those races became known as the Sand people later after they did the little crossbreeding with them. But that's why a human has 46 different DNA strands. You have 46, which break down to 23. So you got 23 different, you got 2 chromosomes from each species, or 2 genetics from each species, give you the 23 different species they used in the Atom Project, right? I don't believe that everybody got 46 chromosomes. I know for a fact it can happen because they got what they call Down syndrome, and they have a 47 chromosome. That's what happened to the Terus. The Terus had got a 47 chromosome. So it's different species here. They got different amount of chromosomes. They may have 48 chromosomes. See, but it's a lot of stuff scientists ain't saying because they don't want to open your brain up to, oh shit, God didn't say nothing about that in the Bible. He didn't say nothing about, he didn't even talk about 40. Well, yeah, you could say he talked about 46 chromosomes, and we're going to the Masonic secrets on that shit, but there's more species that got more chromosomes or less. So that's part of it. But we'll go down to ENLIL coming back eventually, and on that project, taking having his own species, he really didn't even get Adam and Eve from the Atom Project. So it's like they was like a end product of the end product of the Atom Project, but truly they came like Adam and Eve were a mixture of like 4 different tribes. One of the tribes, which was on Eve's side, was the Sands people. Put the Sands people in the South Africa. her mother, her mother was from these people, a mix between the two people, between the sand people and the Twa man. The Twa man is another oldest species on the planet. They actually evolved out of the water, the primordial waters, as the little beings, as the little Tridacans. I don't want to spook nobody out, go too deep. But the Twa man mixed with the sands people and created Eve's mother. So Eve's mother, if you look at the picture of her in the holy tablets, and then you look at the sands people, you can see that she was of the sands people. And then if you go into her father was Ptah. Ptah was a different species. He was a Goa'uld. That's what I call him, and that's what they call him in the Stargate. Goa'ulds, ancient Egyptian god. For the people that don't know what Goa'ulds is, the Orion group is another name for them too, because they come from the Orion star system. We came from the Orion too after we had to move. We can get into that too, because after Riz blew up, we had to go to Orion. We had to go to Pleiades. We had to go to Arcturus. We had to go to these different star systems till our home could be repaired, because the war was real bad between the reptilians and us. It was a knockdown, drag out. But we tried everything to avoid fighting these people, man. And we eventually came out with a method so we don't gotta fight them, and we ascended. We ascended to a higher dimension, so where they can't touch us no more. They couldn't even vibrate on our frequency no more. We left them on 6, while we went up to 7 and 8, and needed on up to 9. But Enki decided to take a species, 2 species after they destroyed the earth. This before the flood. This before the so-called Noah's flood. This when the meteorites struck the planet and the people went under the ground. The people went underground and came back up, right? These 2 tribes, but they don't tell you about the Sands people, but they tell you about the Watusis and the Twa man that went underground and come back up after the flood. And then he took people from this, one woman from this tribe, which was the Twa man tribe, and the Twa man tribe and the Sands people mixed, and that was Eve's mother. Took her and put her out, mixed and took that breed, and then he took a breed from the Watusis. So Adam and Eve is a product of a long genetics slicings from all those 23 different creatures that we talked about that was on the Adam Project on Mars. That's why their face is on Mars. It's pyramids on Mars too. Most of them got either blew up or covered with sand through the dust and the sandstorms. Right, so that's one part of it. That's one part of it. Hey, Tank, my water in there? See that water? Oh no, I got it. Oh, I got that water. Hey, close this door for me, Tank. Go ahead. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, what was I? So yeah, to make a long story short, man, for us getting up to English kids, we got like a lot to go over before we only got like about 45 more minutes before we gotta leave. But I had to get this class in before 5, like I said, because I gotta go at 5. I'm trying to narrow it down. Okay, so ENLIL take supposedly Adam and Eve, and then he put them in the garden, and he's supposed to know everything, but that's not true. ENLIL don't know everything. He's not a new. He's the son of God. He's the Lord God, Yahweh Elohim. He's a Yahweh Elohim. He's a Lord over those Elohims, like as in landlord, the person that you pay rent to, that own the house that you live in. So he's a Lord over those gods, over those Elohims. But he's not God to everybody. What's a God to a God, man? He's not God to everybody. He's God to these beings because they made a deal with him for him to be their God. We're gonna break that down. They signed a contract with God to an ENLIL for him to be their God, and he let him down. I'm gonna break it down for you, man. This shit is funny. Cause me and my wife, the reason why I'm doing this tape, man, because my wife, she still wanna listen to her pastor on this damn Bible shit, man. It's just crazy for me, man. I ain't got no problem. I can use the Bible, to wake people up, but like the spell is deep. The spell is deep on people, man. And I'm gonna put my cash app in that link again, man. About to keep going though. Oh look, man, we going in, bro. Cow twisters for donations. Hey, for donations to the. Hey, give me a second. All right. Hey man, we going in. We finna break this story down. Cause this the shit ENLIL do, man. He the god of the retards. He the god of the retard. I tell you, man. I'm gonna break down some of the retarded shit that he do. Okay. So he put them in the garden, told them don't eat. Then some Pacific being, and these beings were still living here because keep in mind they got you under the pressure that all these reptilians that was here originally, who really was in the water, was here originally. I mean, was destroyed when this meteorite hit. Nah, beings that was originally here lived here. These good reptilians who didn't like the anarchists. They considered the anarchists but like disagreeable and agreeable, benevolent and benevolent can be, it depends on what perspective you're looking at it from. From the benevolence, if everybody over here benevolent, they agreeing with each other. They agreeable to each other. But if a benevolent step in, he might not be able to get with it. But if everybody over here benevolent, they agreeable with each other. But the people over here might consider them as disagreeable. So it's like, it depends on what perspective you're looking from on the good and evil side. And just to make another reference of that, when a deer is getting ate by a bear, well, bears don't eat deer. To me, I ain't never seen a bear eat deer unless they was already dead. Bears usually eat fish, things like that. But I'm just saying, like a tiger or a lion over in Africa chase down a gazelle, and they bite into his ass, right into the crack of his ass. They bite right down into the crack of his ass. Now that gazelle might say, "Man, that's messed up," right? But the lion and all the rest of the lions from their perspective, they saying, man, this is what we do. This is how we survive. This is us. This is natural. This is natural nature, right? Biting these right down to crack your head, right? So you also got to look at people like that too, man. Some people are lions. Some people are gazelles. You know what I'm saying? Now the gazelle might not think it's fair when a lion biting down into him, but it's the chain. Now, do they have a right to think it's not fair? Yes, yes. And they had a right to do something about it, which is why a lot of animals defend themselves from these beings, like elephants. The way they move is nature. They all get in a circle around their young. Their young get in the middle, and all of them get around the edge, especially like the males and the big bull elephant. He be watching out. And they'll get together and kick a fucking lion's ass, and he won't get to their young. But they got to stick to that particular system that they go by. But there's always one that stray off by himself, saying that he don't want to eat with the rest of the gang, and he the one that get caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? He the one that get caught slipping every time. But ENLIL puts his people in the damn garden, man. And then some reptilians come up and teach them about what ENLIL know. ENLIL wanted to be these people God. Eventually, they had Cain and Abel. I'm running down the story fast. They had Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. Then ENLIL came back and punished them for it. He punished because he trying to reproduce his people. He trying to get his people started on Earth so he can scheme out this whole long plan of jealousy that goes back to him being jealous of Ink. So he wanted to get his people started on the planet. His own Pacific group, stemming down from Adam and Eve. See, we not Adam and Eve. We go back farther than Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is Enlil's children. But he tried to start his own species and race. And that's why he only destroyed his people. But keep in mind, Genesis chapter 6, God, sons of God came down to earth and started messing with humans, daughters. So, but it wasn't just one type of species. It was several different types of species. Some of them were dog man, which is why those people, some people over there that all got hair. They put them in a circus. They got hair all over their body, all over their face, all over their arms. These dog beings. Bible put them in the holy tablets. So it's different species. Monkey people came down and mixed with humans. That's why you got the Laura, or the monkey-looking people that's in Australia. The black, dark-skinned dude that was with Crocodile Dundee in that movie, right? They call it Aborigines, I think, of Australia. Those beings are really from the Lauras, from the monkey beings who mix down with these Hindus, right? Over there. So you can look at them at their features. You can look at those dude that was on Crocodile Dundee. You can look at his features. I wish I could. As soon as I get my new mic in, I'm still waiting on it. I'm gonna be able to do it off my computer so I can share my screen. I know I can share it on my phone too. I might go and share it on my phone. Matter of fact, let me share my screen. Hold up. Let me share my screen, man, and show you all these people. You can see the monkey features in these people. And we still dealing with the Q&A, man, and on ENLIL's children. Okay, let me type in this right here. These people right here. You can even see the monkey features in these people, man. I wish I could blow this shit up, man. Hey, y'all can y'all see those people out there? The Aborigine Australians. You can see the monkey features in these people. So these are people who got mixed, and some of them tall. Like they tall because these shaggies or these Sasquatch beings, they were 7 foot tall as well. Like big tall beings, right? Yeah, you can see you see the damn British, and he really ain't a British. He's a goddamn on me devil that came over there and started enslaving these people, stealing their land. It's part of the Spanish Inquisition, man. What else we wanted to show you? Yeah, but these are the people. You can even see the monkey features. You can see the monkey features, man. And the Hindu, the hair texture is another, and the style of teeth. See the style of teeth? That's like the monkey teeth. You can see the genetics, man. You started studying genetics, start studying animal genetics, study human genetics, and then study facial features. Study facial features, man. Some people look like monkeys, some people look like dogs, which explains why another reason why we use the zoo types in ancient Kemet to describe somebody's personality. That's why if you look up in on astronomy, in the zodiac, different animals or different particular species to represent each column, each of the 12 columns. Some people say 13. 13 would be in the middle, right? Yeah, but I just wanted to show you those people. So it's different. It's Genesis chapter 6. It was different beings that were coming here, right? Different beings that were coming here. Hold on, let me get my water. So talking in your mouth, it just gets dry. All right, so yeah, Genesis chapter 6, different species. All right, so we talked about, we can go back to the inking them or ENLIL them coming here first, and the deal didn't go down when he was hovering. That's when he was hovering above the face of the deep. That they came down in the ship. My wife tried to argue me about that. Oh no, it was the spirit of God. Man, they was in a ship and they was hovering. That's in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. God hovered. We got Enlil saying that he a jealous God. I am a jealous God. What kind of God is jealous? And the word jealousy means to be overwhelming, feeling insecure. So if you jealous of somebody, you insecure. So Enlil he repeated over and over again, like 30 times in the Bible, of how he was jealous. Jealous of what? No other God. What other God? Inky. Inky. He was jealous of Inky, man. This shit right here like it's skipping now. Hey, is it skipping out there, y'all? I might have stopped and restored it. This shit done froze up, bro. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on with that damn camera, bro. Man, I hope y'all can hear me out there. Yeah, but Enlil says he's a jealous God. Hey, can y'all hear me out there, man? Cause that shit damn so. Okay, there you go. Yeah, my bad, man. Yeah, Enlil says he's a jealous God over 30 times in the Bible. Then he repented. It repented God, the Lord, and it repented the Lord our God that he made man. So it repented Enlil that he made his particular people, not everybody. He wasn't responsible for everybody. He wasn't responsible for Inky's people. Inky people were the natives to the land. Now you're getting what the brother Rob Haynes, we're getting up to what the brother Rob Haynes talked about there, right? They were the natives. Enlil got his own people and made a garden for him, and then that was like in Indonesia somewhere, and he got mad and pissed off and kicked them out and sent them out in the land, right? But to give it y'all for the minute, but I gotta state a couple more things about this dude Enlil, man. Enlil, as it says, he's a jealous God over 30 times in the Bible. Then he sent Moses to tell the Pharaoh to let his people go. And then he go and harden Pharaoh's heart so Pharaoh wouldn't let him go. What kind of God does, man? What kind of God is Enlil to do something like that? You want the man to let your people go. Then you don't want the man to let your people go. That nigga crazy, man. He confused. Enlil is confused. This nigga crazy, man. This nigga crazy. How you gonna say let my people go and then harden the man's heart so he won't let him go just so you can punish him? Just because you can send some of your goons, right? And goons are cherubims. Send some of your goons to rough them up. You know what I'm saying? Sound like Enlil is a leader of a mob or some shit, man. God is a mob's boss. God is a mob boss, man. Right? He just want to prove a point as a nigga, man. So when the flood came, he didn't kill everybody because remember, in the Bible, it mentions the giants in the earth in those days. And those giants are still here. But ENLIL's kids don't want you to know that. So they go and sort these people out and get off on millions of dollars to come play in they alphabet game, which they call NBA. But the NBA really is our stuff. We started the NBA way before, millions of years, because we brought the rubber tree. The Armax, these newborns, brought the rubber tree from over there, over here. And we was playing basketball and football and all that. What you think those Armac helmets are really about? That's a football helmet. Go look up the old football helmets, the first football helmets, and see who they got it from. They got it from the Armacs. Yeah, man. So yeah, so ENLIL get mad. And then we leading up to he put his people in the desert 40 years to weed out the old people. That's what they're doing now. I tell you, put his people in the desert 40 years, they roamed around for 40 years. And then you know, at one point before that, before they even came to Egypt, he allowed one of his people to be kidnapped and threw in a well and then sold to the Egyptians. And the people who play that Bible, try to beat that Bible on you, they say that, oh yeah, see, God was setting it up. ENLIL was setting it up the whole time. Yeah, setting them up to infiltrate us, the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Kemites. He was setting his people up to infiltrate us. So he put Joseph in there. Joseph, they make up this story about him telling the Pharaoh's dream and 7 fat cows and little cows and all this other bullshit. And then they say, yeah, your God, if your God was so powerful, if ENLIL was so powerful, why couldn't he provide you food where you at? Why he had to send you to eat our goddamn food? That we would say. You know what I'm saying? Why he had to send you over to eat our food? The natives, right? But they make fun of us and say we worship all kind of gods. And they had to come to us. They God sent them to us to get some food. They God sent his only son. See, that wasn't Hanuel's son on the cross, Joshua. That was ENLIL's son. ENLIL's son, he the one that sent his son to die for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Niggas better wake up, man. That wasn't Hanuel or Jibrail's son on the cross, bro. That was ENLIL's son who named Jesus. I'm telling you, man. The Savior, he sent his only, for God so loved the world. But he sent his only begotten son. God powerful and got to send his son to die for an example. Gotta do this. Man, none of that shit. People need to just wake the hell up and stop being scared. They probably saying, oh, now it's Bible believes on him now. Say, oh shit, young Gilda, man, you better stop playing with it. Man, you stop playing, bro. For real, bro. It's a new day and time, bro. 2022. It's over with for them days. I'm playing the God game days. But ENLIL in Genesis chapter, no, it's in Deuteronomy, I think Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, where he tell his people he gonna put them up above all the people on the earth. Meaning that he gonna put his people above the natives. That he gonna put his people, he gonna make them the most powerful people on the planet. So you thinking that we Adam and Eve, and we not. Adam and Eve is not us, bro. I'm telling you. Adam and Eve is not us. That's ENLIL's children. It's a whole bunch of Inky's children. Like I'm Hanuel's son. And it's a couple of us here, like Gabriel Union. That's my sister. Who else? Gabriel Union, Kanye West. That's my brother. B.B. the rapper. That's my brother. He a son of Hanuel. Kanye West is a son of Hanuel. That's why he did all that type of music. That's why they was out to him like that. That's why they was out to B.O.B. and he was talking certain things that I probably can't say the word because you know. Gabriel Union. That's why she benevolent being. She agreeable. She a benevolent daughter of ENLIL though. She agreeable because she like say like when I probably can't talk about that neither about the Dwayne Wade thing, but Dwayne Wade's son, you know what happened to him, and Gabriel Union was agreeable with it, and people saying, man, she got to be a bad guy. That don't make her a bad person. It just mean that she agreeable. She like she just want anything that brings peace. If that kid want to do that, if that kid want to do that, and that kid is at peace with it, and then she's at benevolence or at peace with it. So they'll let things happen just naturally. They'll let things happen, and even though it might seem bad to you, they being agreeable, they just allow it to happen to keep peace. Benevolence about keeping the peace, right? So she just instead of having her the girl or dude fight with himself and be upset and be on the verge of doing something, maybe even hurt himself. She just go along with the flow, let the kid be who they want to be, type of thing. And a lot of people agree with that, like Lil Boosie. He came out and attacked brother Dwayne Wade's family because he ain't on a certain level yet he ain't on a certain level of information to know what's really happening. He ain't at a certain level. So although Boosie is a genius in business, he he a good rapper and all that. But as far as like the stuff that we're talking about, some of that stuff will go over their head. But ENLIL's people, ENLIL's children, he said he gonna make them above everybody on the planet. And then he made a contract with them. The contract is Deuteronomy 15, I think, where he says, if you hearken to everything I tell you in this contract, then I'll be your God and you'll be my people. He made a deal with them. See, remember I told you on the earlier tape, everything is about contracts. This matrix is based off contracts. So Inky was playing on. Inky really was breaking galactic law. Really, what he's doing. I mean, ENLIL. Because people say, "Oh, you ain't." ENLIL was breaking galactic law by coming and putting his own people here. He be here against galactic law, and yeah, it's gonna be consequences for that. He put his own people here, and they say he's gonna put them above everybody on the planet. Then he made contracts with these people, right? And his contract was, if you do what I say in this contract, I can read it to you. It's in Genesis, Deuteronomy chapter 15. I know you Hebrews been read it 1,000 times, right? That was a contract between you so-called people, or you people who saying y'all Hebrews when y'all really not Hebrews. Y'all really ENLIL's kids. I mean Inky's kids. And the real people, they super rich. ENLIL's children are super rich, and they live on a reservation in upstate New York. Some of them, and some of them live in Paris, France. Some of them live in Switzerland, and they the richest people in the world. And they look just like me and you, but they ain't us, right? Rob Haynes told you that. Right? But we go into, I'm about to get ready to get off in about another, I'm trying to go ahead and reel down to ENLIL's children. I'm about to get off in another, I probably got about 30 minutes I can still talk though. Yeah, so but I had to get this class in for the Rob Haynes tape tonight. Yeah, so ENLIL made a contract, Deuteronomy 15. And supposedly he supposed to have been watching these people back, but it seemed like when they broke ENLIL's contract, he got mad and he punished them. He let people take them as slaves. But supposedly he was protecting them though. ENLIL let people take y'all as prisoners, like Nebuchadnezzar. Supposedly y'all said that we took y'all as prisoners, the ancient Egyptians say we took y'all as prisoners, but that ain't true. You people we was paying y'all. They try to paint this story that we were beating y'all behind. Some people got whooped on it, but it was a contract. Y'all made contracts with us. Y'all signed deals with us to do this work for 430 years. Y'all signed deals, and then now you got to honor the contract because that was law. You got to under the contract, that was law. And we told you what the collateral was for. If you don't honor this contract, you will lose your firstborns. Right? All this is contract. All this is business. It ain't personal. All this is business. Keep in mind, man, it ain't personal. So, and it's business between ENLIL and his people. It's business. He made a contract with him. Read Deuteronomy chapter 15. Say it, I gotta say it again. That's a damn contract. They call it a covenant. And look up the word covenant in law or anything. It means contract. As in Great Brief. Great Britain means the Great Covenant or the Great Contract. And keep in mind, we ruled from that empire. Enlil's children wanted that empire. That was a seat. The Great Britain is the seat for the Moorish Empire. Great Britain was the seat for the Moorish Empire. And it goes back to the Williams, King George Williams, all them, right? And so the Enlil's children wanted that seat. And that's what they got and started taking over the world from that point with using the Roman Catholic Church. We can't talk too hard on that, but you know about the Spanish Inquisition. Eventually, Enlil's kids broke the covenants, and then they had to move. He moved them around. They roamed from land to land, but he promised them that land in Canaan. Enlil promised his people, who never had a land, to steal the people land in Palestine, which were the real Palestinians are not the people you see today. The real Palestinians, you can pull these people up, pull up the Afar people. The ancient Egyptians were the real Palestinians. The ancient Egyptians are the real Israelites, Isis, Ra, and Ehud, right? The ancient Egyptians, and those are the Afar people, who Dr. Ben said that's where they get the name Africa from. Afar, the Afar people. Afar I can, right? Because I took in Dr. Ben's perspective, even though they try to make my master teacher beef with Dr. Ben. We love Dr. Ben, and we took his perspective in as well, and Dr. Clark, and I took their perspectives from their student, which is the brother Ashwa Kwesi, master teacher Ashwa Kwesi, was one of my masters that I studied with, you know what I'm saying, and sat with, and listened to all of his tapes and documentation. He did a lot of footwork because he been to Kemet a whole bunch of times. I can't even count on. You can't even count on your fingers how many times he been over to Kemet, Ashra Kwesi, to do field research. And yeah, so they wanted that land, man, because Great Britain controlled the ancient Egypt. That was part of our empire. Ancient Egypt and Sudan was part of our empire, the British, the Great Covenant, the British Empire. That's why Queen Victoria went over there and tried to harass the Mahdi. The Mahdi fought against them cats. And that family was a Deruz mixed with these black Jews. But that's why the Queen, the Mahdi, fought against these beings. They were trying to take over and invade Sudan. They was trying to impose certain laws on them that wasn't dealing with the Quran. Because they were Christians. These people were Christians, and these people were Muslims in Sudan. The Mahdi was Muslims, and they fought against these the Queen Elizabeth British, not the original family who were part of that family. See, that land was classified as our territory as part of Great Britain territory and Australia. Because keep in mind, before Adolf Hitler went down there, the British went down there, and the British were the Moors. We can get into that. The British were the Moors. That's why you go back and you can look at their headdress in the military. In the military headdress, it's a Terrabush fez, right? Some people call it the fez, but it's really a Terrabush, right? So it goes all the way back. This is an old piece. This piece right here, you can see Khufu with this joint on. Khufu rocked the Terrabush. So that's way back, man. So but we still getting down to Enlil's kids. We only got like about 20 minutes. I'm about to get ready to get off. What else I want to say about Enlil's kids? Yeah, so eventually he said he's gonna put his people over the planet. And they set out to take people land. The first people land they took was the ancient Egyptians. The original ancient Egyptians. Anybody with the last name Williams, Tate, York, Miller, Bird, these different names. Yeah, those different names right there. I'm trying to think of another name that goes with those names. I know York, William, Byrd, Miller. Some of these people refer to as the Shoshone when they got over here after the mix. But the Williams are the direct bloodline of the ancient Egyptians. So if you're Williams, you're an ancient Egyptian. Look at Slim. You're looking at the ancient Egyptians who mixed in with the Tata down in New Orleans. You're looking at the ancient in Georgia, the Williams in Georgia, Virginia, in this area, in South Carolina, North Carolina. Those people are ancient Egyptians. Going all the way back to Great Britain, going all the way back to Palestine, you are a Far. You are a Far person, a Palestinian, or a real ancient Egyptian, or a real Israelite. Because that land wasn't called no damn Israel until 1945. After they took a little piece of land and said, oh yeah, this is ours, from the United Nations. They don't even got a land. Inky's people don't even got ENLIL's people don't even got a land. So they go on time taking everybody else's. And they set up the Spanish Inquisition to steal everybody's land, steal all the Moors' land. Right? Under the Great Britain, they was really after that Great Britain Empire, though. The Bank of England, the central bank of the world. Switzerland. You see the French attacked Switzerland. Go back and get that tape, man. The French Connection. If you ain't watched that tape, get the French Connection, man. When we break down, the French is always the ones on the attack after us. And we told you them Black Devils, these original ENLIL kids who come all the way back from his Adam and Eve. They trying to take over the planet, but they weren't originally from here, man. So that's what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with hey, I'm back. That's my brother trying to call me, man. I really want to take that call, but I know he's gonna call me. Maybe he'll try to call me back because he going through some stuff. But I'm back, man. What I want to cover else about ENLIL's children. I think me and Rod Haynes already broke down the part where hold on, Dan. I'm gonna get it coming in a minute. All right, go ahead. Hey, Rod Haynes already broke down the story of Esau and Jacob, right? That stems down from ENLIL's bloodline. Then he made a deal with those people. He made another contract with the Israelites. So anytime ENLIL is making a covenant with these people, he make them sign. You know what I'm saying? Sign with their soul. Your soul belongs to me, type of shit. See, ownership. That's against that's why the Bible is against galactic law, because it gives you a God when you are God. And that's what Yahshua, the real Yahshua, was trying to tell you. Why would you need a God if you are God? Why would you need to make a contract with God if you are God? You know what I'm saying? But that's why they smoke. That's why they smoke a nigga. They talk like that, right? They say, you are God. That shit there went over niggas' head. They still don't get it. They still don't get it. Why, if you God, why do I need to make a contract with another God to be over me? You know what I'm saying? That's the whole game. That's ENLIL's whole game, man. He wants you to bow before him and worship him and serve him because it gives him more and more power. And he really secretly want to take. He think that he gonna be the next Anu, and him nor Inky gonna be the next Anu. It's gonna be Murdoch. It's gonna be Yanun who's gonna be the next Anu. ENLIL think that he gonna be the next Anu. That's why he trying to get all these people together so they can worship him, and so he could get more. He think that's gonna give him more credit and more word of mouth and more energy. around the galaxy, but that ain't right. And to make a long story short, his people are the people that Rob Haynes is talking about. ENLIL's children, which are still our people. That's another thing we're gonna get down to, because we're all one. We're all one around the universe. Everything is one. We're all part of the all. I'm in the all, and the all is in me. Right? So we're all part of the all. So it's gonna have to be some kind of grounds eventually we come to with all the creatures, with all the reptilians. And this project was called Project Blue Rock. That's why Earth has got so many different creatures here on the planet right now. You got millions of different species. It's not like that on other planets. On a few, it's like a few planets in your solar system, like Venus, they got a lot of different species, and Mars, they got a lot of different species. But once you go outside of your atmosphere belt to the fifth dimensional planets, it's only like 3 or 4 species on each planet. But the Project Blue Rock is this planet where we brought all the reptilians, the Dragonians. We brought all of them here. We brought birds. We brought plants. We brought different species, nomos, to all live on one planet to see how y'all communicate together. And the only problem that we have with the people with a certain group of individuals who don't. So we just eliminate. So what we're gonna do is just eliminate them, and then everybody else can be living in peace. Because an alligator don't go messing with you unless you go messing with him, getting in his environment. A lion ain't, you don't go in a jungle messing with a lion in his environment. Let he do him, you do you. It's when you go into that when you go into that particular thing, it's when you hold on. I'll start sharing my screen. Yeah, when you go into that particular thing, that's when things get shaky, man. You go messing with other species out of that ain't part of your habitat. But at once upon a time, you could communicate with these species. And the reason, the only time really they attack you is because you scared or they scared. Fear. When fear was introduced, Inky introduced fear. He the one said, "Fear me." No, in Bible they say, "Fear God." Fear me. You better be scared. He put this in this and then in the end, niggas burn. They don't listen to ENLIL. So you want to fear you. Fear. Fear is what make people attack each other. You scared of me, so I'm scared of you. Let's attack each other. Because I don't want you to hurt me, and you probably don't want me to hurt you. Type of thing. That's what's happening, man. That's what's happening. So ENLIL, he put pump fear. You better fear me. Oh, like my wife said when I do this ENLIL tape, you better not do that tape. I'm telling you, because God is gonna, nigga, I don't got no contract with that God. So for him to touch me, it's against galactic law. You got to make a the Israelites can't get mad at ENLIL because they made a contract with him. And in the contract, he said, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this when you don't listen to me. Go read it. Deuteronomy chapter 15. Go read that shit, man. He said, if you follow what I say in this contract, we cool. Sign right here. He ain't telling them to read the part where if they don't do, they probably read it after. It says, if you don't follow these rules, I'm gonna let people enslave you. I'm gonna let people talk shit to you and all this. They're gonna treat you like crap if you don't follow my contract. That's like a fear, man. And then what did he give them in return? What did he promise them? The only thing he promised them is some land, which they really never got. Only thing he promised them is some land, which they really never got. Haru, I'm about to get ready to get off. Man, we about to get ready to go. We got about 10 more minutes, man. We got to get up out of here. But we'll be coming back tomorrow. We're gonna be back tonight too, though, with the brother Rod Haynes. We're gonna be back tonight with the brother Rod Haynes tonight. So we just want to come on, man. ENLIL promised us some land and couldn't provide unless he stole it from somebody else. Taking niggas, go around taking everybody's shit. It's a lot of times they can that you know, that God can help them. Like I said, when he sent them to Egypt to get some food. Your God can't grow no food right there. So ENLIL must not be all what you think. And then and this explains why it ain't take the devil that long to teach Adam and Eve what they really fucked up his hustle. They really messed up his hustle. Those reptilians that came and taught Adam and Eve because they told them what he knew, what ENLIL knew. And that's why he got mad for real. Who told you? Why they tell you? Why he telling you what I know? Now you gonna be like me and you don't need me no more. That's the same thing that the Yahshua of the Bible really trying to say. He's and the Sadducees and Pharisees got mad at him when he said, "You are God. I'm gonna teach you what they know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna teach you stuff that they don't even know." And that really pissed them off. So then he really had to go. And that's what happened with Osiris coming and teaching the mortals how to fish, and Satuk got mad because he couldn't be their god no more. He made a contract with them, and he couldn't be. He made a contract and made them sign as a people to be under them rules and regulations of that contract, and they wasn't up to speed on what the Galactics is all about. The Galactics is based off contracts, and like I say, it ain't just a writing in paper. It could be a marriage. It could be an agreement in the mind mail on certain things. But ENLIL is breaking galactic law, man, with his scheme and scams. And Mother Hubert is in on it with him because she want to be the most high too. They all in competition secretly. Like secretly, ENLIL telling Mother Hubert, his auntie, that I don't want to be the most high, but he do. And he just saying, I just want to get back at Inky for what he did for his people rejecting me, rejecting God, a God that repent. What does the word repent mean, Christians and Christians and my Hebrews? What does the word repent mean? And then you ask yourself, why did God have to repent if he know everything? Why ENLIL had to repent? Said, man, I messed up. I made a man. And like I say, those Giants still around, man. They in the NBA. What you think Shaquille O'Neal is? Niggas like Yamin, AD. These niggas 7 foot. Will Chamberlain, 7 foot tall, man. They giants. The Giants are still here. And the only reason you rarely see them because they pay them money. The people pay them money to get them off the streets, man. They extraterrestrial. And I'm gonna let you know because that'll make the flood look like some, you know, either it was bullshit or it only happened in a small area, which is what really happened. ENLIL was only able to flood his people's land from a dam that he built to hold the waters back. He flooded his people's land. He the one told Noah to build a boat and get these animals and shit for save his people, right? And those animals were for food. Some people they was eating them animals. Keep in mind, these people ate meat, so they was on the boat for that long, right? 40 days, and they eat no meat. Because they didn't bring plants on there with them. So what was they eating? Them niggas was roasting some of them animals. So he probably bought 3 or 4 of everything. I'm telling you, man. I think Baba said that in one of those books. I remember it. You know what I'm saying? And the new shit, yeah, like some new stuff that he put out. A new tape. It might have been a new tape that I heard that he was talking on. But yeah, man, we're about to get ready to get out, man. We wanted to bring that to you, ENLIL's children. And we're gonna be doing a class, a question and answer class on the more science at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock. Well, I think he's in Detroit, Michigan, I think, somewhere. It'll be I think 9 his time. So we're gonna be lit, man. We're gonna be live tonight. Tune in. I'm finna go and get out because I gotta roll out. This is the Young Elder. We'll be coming to you again tomorrow morning, probably about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So peace and love. We hope we gave you hope this class was good for you. Like I say, you got the Cash App in the link. the young elder, no spaces. And if you want to send them, show the brothers some love, I'm gonna put it in the links. I'm gonna put it in the comments. So peace, hotel, Islam, Ashug, divine love throughout the balance, all the universe to all. Assalamu alaikum.